Hello everyone. This is Dr. N. Himavarshini working as an assistant professor at SR University, Warangal. Today I am going to deal with a topic that is communication skills for undergraduate students. As you know, in the changing 21st century, most of the students are in need of communication skills for their lucrative job opportunities. And students who are having good communication skills are getting high paid jobs, whereas the students who are having high technical knowledge and um, kind of skills, but still they are struggling to get good job opportunities because of the lack of communication skills. So in today's class, I'm going to discuss about the communication skills and the importance of communication skills in the 21st century. Now, if you can see, by the end of this module or lecture, the students will be able to understand the definition or what communication is and identify types of communication and recognize barriers to communication and how to improve or tips to improve basic communication skills and how to build confidence while using English. So if you can see what is communication, so communication is the process of sharing information. So sharing information, every day we see that we communicate so many ideas and we communicate so many emotions with our friends, colleagues, classmates, parents, and other people who we know as well as who we don't know. So if you are sharing some information or idea or feelings or thoughts, then it is called as communication. And in simple explanation, if you want to know what communication is, so it is how we share ideas, thoughts, and feelings with others is called as communication. So whenever we are sharing these ideas and these kind of emotions and information, if we do some sort of mistake in while expressing ourselves, it will lead to a number of problems that creates lack of confidence. So in today's class, we will see actually how many types of communication skills are there and how to explore them. So now we'll see the importance of communication. So the importance of communication is like it helps in academic success. As we have discussed earlier, I have seen a number of undergraduate engineering students who are having a lot of technical knowledge, but still they fail to get lucrative job opportunities, and they are settling in the jobs which are not suitable to them because of lack of these communication skills. And these communication skills are very much important for their job opportunities, as well as it helps to build relationships and it improves confidence and it helps express ideas clearly. So based on these, we can say that communication is important to get success in your real life scenarios. And if you can see, there are three main types of communication. One is verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and written communication. Now we see what is verbal communication. So verbal communication is communication by which we can communicate with the help of spoken or written words. As we see, verbal means with the help of words to exchange information. So with the help of words, now what I am doing, I am teaching a lecture on communication and importance of communication. Now how I am delivering this lecture with the help of words, and you are receiving the information with the help of my words, so it is considered as verbal communication. That means with the help of or usage of words, if you are communicating with someone, that is called as verbal communication. And it helps people express opinions, emotions, and ideas clearly. And if you can see in the verbal communication also, if you subdivide them, there are communication skills like intrapersonal communication, interpersonal communication, group communication, public communication, and there are other communications like some others like visual communication and intracultural communication. Those kind of communications are there with the help of these words. So if you can see what is this intrapersonal communication. Intrapersonal communication is nothing but communication within oneself. What is this communication within oneself? Oneself in the sense, for example, now you are a student and you go to college and you will listen to the lectures, and after coming home, if you sit for yourself for some time and if you recapitulate whatever you have gone through from 9 to 5 in your college and whatever lectures you have gone through, and if you can cross check them sitting for yourself, so in your 21st century language you can call that as me time. If you can have some me time with you, and if you cross check whatever you have done from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in your college, or whenever you are with your parents, whenever you are with your friends, whatever you have done, if you cross check, it will enhance your problem solving skills or your decision making skills, and it enhances your self awareness. That is what is called as intrapersonal communication. For example, if you take me, like I have dealt with 120 students in a classroom, saying that this is the communication. And now after coming home, if I sit with myself and if I cross check myself whether I have gone through that particular lecture in a proper way or not, and whether the examples given to the students is enough or not, how I can build this particular topic into robust, if I cross check like this, that is called as intrapersonal communication. That is communication within oneself. And it will also help you to cross check your SWOT analysis. What is a SWOT analysis? You can cross check if you sit for yourself and if you speak to yourself, you can enhance your SWOT analysis skills also. Like, what is SWOT analysis? SWOT means what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what kind of opportunities you have, and what kind of threats you may go through if you do a particular work. So if you analyze in this way, and if you sit for yourself, if you communicate within yourself, then that is considered as intrapersonal communication. And what is this interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication is interaction between two individuals. Interaction between two individuals in the sense, like, I am talking to you, so what I am trying to do, I am trying to give few examples which are related to communication, and how this communication is important. So if I am saying something and you are receiving some information from me and you are able to give response to me, then we can consider that as interpersonal communication. That means interaction between two individuals. Next is called as group communication. So what is this group communication? Group communication means communication among a small number of people. For example, in the colleges you may come across group discussion activities, or you may come across debate activities, or you may come across group presentation activities. So or if you are in job place or in your corporate sector, you have to attend your team meetings, or you have to give one presentation where you have to persuade people with your presentation. So if the communication is happening in those small groups, then it is considered as group communication. And next one is like public communication. Public communication means speaking to a large audience, and just like giving speeches or presentations. For example, whenever you are in the classroom, maybe your teacher will ask you to communicate or present something or speak on a particular topic, and if you are coming in front of all your classmates and in front of your teacher, if you are communicating something, then that is considered as public communication. So how this communication, how this interpersonal, group communication and public communication is happening? These all communications are happening with the help of words. So that is called as verbal communication. Okay. And next we will see non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication in the sense, so this non-verbal communication conveys messages without using words. As we have discussed earlier, verbal means with the help of words, and non-verbal means there is no such usage of words, but we have to express something. For example, if you just if you are in a group with your friend, and another friend is there somewhere, and you have to call him. Nowadays what you will do, you will just do a phone call, so that you can call your friend so that he or she can come and join you in that meeting. But the friend is reachable, but your voice is not reachable. At that time you will wave your hand. What is that waving means? That you are indirectly or directly showing that you are there and you are asking your friend to come. Okay, and whenever you get like surprised, you will do like this with your eyebrows. And whenever you feel like if you want to say no, you will say like this with your shoulders. So everything, like your facial expressions and your gestures, your body posture, your eye contact, and your tone of voice, touch and personal space, all these kind of things comes under non-verbal communication. And this type of communication often supports as well as it strengthens verbal communication and can communicate emotions more effectively than words alone. For example, if you can see, if a friend is not speak, generally he speaks a lot, but one day he is not speaking anything and he kept himself very calm and sad facial expression, then you will eventually will understand something is wrong with him today. That means with the help of his facial expressions, you are able to understand in which emotional state that particular person is. So this is how this nonverbal communication works. And if you can see written communication, so written communication involves sharing information through written symbols or text. So examples like emails and reports, letters, memos, articles, notices. For example, you are there in the corporate office and you have to convey some message to your hires. At that particular point of time, what you will do, you just write an email, which is considered as formal way of communicating. And writing these emails or reports or agendas, memos, all these kind of things comes under written communication. In non-formal context, you can just consider, like for example, you have attended a class from 9 to 11 o'clock, for example, and at 11 o'clock you just wanted to ask your teacher something, but as the time is over, she or he left the classroom. But you just wanted to ask something, so how you will ask them? You will ask them a particular doubt with the help of a text message or a WhatsApp message. Now here what happened, how you communicated? You communicated with the help of words, but have you spoken them? No, you haven't spoken them, but you have written them. So you can call that as written communication. You are communicating with someone, but the communication is happening through the help of words in a written manner. So this is what is called as uh, written communication. And this one of the major advantage of written communication is that you can edit or you can cross check the words which you have written whenever you are trying to communicate. And if you want, you can rewrite them and you can cross check them. And before sharing, if you want to improve clarity, you can work on that, then only you can send that. But it won't happen in the verbal communication, because verbal communication, whenever you are speaking something, you will speak just randomly, because whatever you are feeling inside of your mind, you will speak that. So there is no chance for error correction. But whenever if you are if you want to communicate through the help of written communication, there is this advantage, like you can cross check it, you can edit it, you can preview it, and you can improve further clarity, then only you can send it. So this is the benefit of written communication. Now, I hope you have understood what is verbal communication and non-verbal communication and written communication. And most of the times, and most of the students commit n number of mistakes whenever they are communicating in these contexts. So, why they commit these kind of mistakes and how we can overcome those mistakes, we'll see. So, and one more communication is like visual communication. So, what is this visual communication? Visual communication uses visual elements to present your information and ideas. like you can share the information with the help of an image, or you can share the information with the help of a chart, and you can send the information with the help of signals and symbols, some kind of posters, some kind of videos, maps, colors and designs. So all these communication comes under visual communication. So for example, if you can take these days we are communicating with the help of WhatsApp messages, right? So whenever you are communicating with the help of WhatsApp messages, what you are doing, you are not typing these days. For example, someone said that I have completed my work, and you are responding like by keeping a thumb. That means okay. So rather than texting lengthy messages, with the help of these visuals, we are responding to the other party, and these visual communication in most of the times it reduces confusion, because you are not texting anything, but you are just sending a particular visual so that the opposite party can understand whatever you are feeling. For example, these days someone is saying happy birthday to the so and so person, like that, and you are just sending one visual representation like one flower bouquet. That means you are wishing them rather than typing. You are just wishing them, and they are able to understand, acha, this person is wishing me in a positive manner. And someone, you did some work to them and they kept thank you message and you kept a love symbol, then that person will also feel somewhat like they are positive toward me, and you will also done the work with the help of one simple symbol. So this is how this visual communication happens. So this is effective way of communication, which improves understanding as well as it reduces confusion. And with the help of this visual communication, there is one possibility that it strengthens your relationships, and it also supports success in your personal, academical and professional environments also. So if you can see how this communication process happens, okay, so if you can see the steps of the communication process, in this we have like one sender, that means who sends a message. For example, you just take me, now you can take me as a sender because I am the one who is sending the message. And what is the message? The information which I am trying to convey to you right now is the message. And what is the channel of this communication? What kind of communication process I am taking? I am taking verbal communication because I am using words, and I just wanted to communicate with the help of words. So here the channel is like whether it is speech or written or visual, like that. And receiver means who receives message. For example, now who is the receiver? The person who is listening to this particular video is considered as the person is called as receiver. And feedback means once that particular receiver understands the message which is sent by me, and if he or she is ready to give me feedback or response, then we can say that the communication process is complete. We have to understand that a particular communication process will be successful when a receiver understands the message and gives the response. Then only we can say that that particular communication process is successful. Like if you can see, the sender will be there over here, like in the red color, and then the message should be like encoding. That means I am sending the message in an encoded manner, and the channel is like verbal, and then the receiver receives the message and he decodes the meaning and he understands the message, and then he gives the feedback to the sender. So this is what is called as communication process. And sometimes the external factors will be there like noise, which disturbs the communication process. But even though if the receiver receives the information and gives the feedback, then we can say that that particular communication process is successful. And next one, if you can see, there is one example of communication process. Like a teacher explains a topic, as I have said earlier. You can say that I am a teacher and I explained one topic and student listens. and then student asks for questions and teacher responds to the question. Now whatever is happening in this particular process, we can say that the communication is happening, and the student is able to understand the topic which is delivered by a particular teacher, and he or she is able to give response. Then we can say that it is a successful communication, or the student is able to understand the lecture in a proper manner, right? And next one is like barriers to communication. So if we can see, there are n number of barriers, common problems, intricacies that affect communication. So those are like lack of confidence and fear of making mistakes, poor vocabulary, and mother tongue influence, and lack of practice. So I have seen n number of students who are facing these problems after looking after so many students in my academic journey. I understood that most of the students usually trouble with these problems. So why these kind of problems are happening? If we see, so first one, if you see, the psychological barriers are like fear, anxiety, and shyness. So I asked the students why the students are having so much anxious and nervousness whenever they are trying to speak in front of other students. They are worried about others, and they are worried about whether they can make proper grammatical structures or not, whether their sentences will be correct or not, and whether their classmates make fun of them or not, and whether the vocabulary which they are using is appropriate vocabulary or not. So the students keep all these kind of doubts in their mind, and they won't be able to come forward to speak. So because of these psychological barriers, so students are always hesitant towards speaking, and they always won't show any interest to come forward and express themselves, which is restricting their knowledge and talent to explore themselves in the corporate sector. So now whenever these students having these kind of psychological barriers, they have to understand that this is very common practice. Like fear is common, because even though if you are very much expertise in English communication also, whenever you are speaking in front of some stranger or some sort of higher ups, definitely you will feel like you are making some sort of mistakes. Fear is common for every human. So the students have to understand that it is very common process, just like any other activity, and they have to come over this fearing complex. So if we can take one real life example, um, getting onto an escalator. So whenever we first see the escalator, we feel like, oh my god, what will happen if I fell from this escalator? People will laugh at me. But when you feel like it is mandatory, because there are no steps to go on to the next floor, you have to take the escalator, and you have to overcome that fear, and you will take the escalator. So English speaking is also just like that. So whenever you first start speaking, you may feel like someone may mock you, or someone may laugh at you, but it's okay if someone laughs at you, because you have to think that it is mandatory for you to get your lucrative job opportunities. So if you come across any kind of psychological barriers like fear, anxiety, and shyness, you have to understand that it is very common, and it is very common problem which everyone faces. So it's okay to speak. So you have to modify your mindset in that manner. And next one is like language barriers. Like most of the students are not having proper reading habits, because we all know that in the 21st century, most of we are having the information on our fingertips with the help of Google. So we are not having enough time to go through this reading of books, so where we are restricting ourselves to enhance the vocabulary. So limited vocabulary is one of the biggest challenges which all the students are facing these days. And incorrect grammar usage. Most of the people are not so much confident to create in grammatical structures, because most of the people, if we can see, they always make use of mother tongue to understand a situation, and they will use first, they will create their sentences in their mother tongue, and then they will translate into this English language. So at that particular point of situation, there will be eventually these grammatical mistakes and pronunciation issues. For this pronunciation also, we can understand that we are not native speakers of English, so eventually mother tongue will influence our pronunciation. So these are the language barriers which students face, and they will feel hesitant to come forward to speak. So at this particular point of time, as we clearly know that lack of vocabulary is our problem, so we have to adopt towards reading at least daily 20 minutes to 30 minutes. It may be a story, or it may be newspaper, or it may be your academic books. If you adopt towards these reading habits, eventually and obviously you will enhance your vocabulary, and it gives you confidence to create grammatically correct sentences, as well as for the sake of pronunciation, you have to enhance your listening skills. Most of the students, as we have discussed already, we are having mobile phones in our hand, so it could be better if you start listening to the TEDx talks are there, and some kind of debates are there, group discussions are, lot of information is there in the mobile phones these days. So you can just google it and just listen to a number of videos, so that you can enhance these pronunciation, as well as if you start adapting to reading skills, you can also enhance your vocabulary. And cultural and social barriers, like most of the students come from different family backgrounds, and they won't be able to explore themselves in English language, and there will be differences like rural and urban differences. So different backgrounds, like few students come from the socio-economical backgrounds are also different, and few students will study in Telugu medium background schools, and few students study in English medium background schools, and few students will be having this shyness to come forward and to speak. So these kind of things happen, but you have to understand that it is completely okay. Whenever you are exposed towards this corporate sector, you have to face the people who come from different cultural backgrounds also, like this, as we have discussed, like multicultural communication will be there. So you should be able to understand different accents, different pronunciations. So if you want to be positive and optimistic, then only it is possible. And you have to understand it is quite common to work in the teams with different people who are coming from different socio-economical as well as different cultural backgrounds. So you have to develop positive mindset, so that you can work with them without any kind of these barriers. Next one is like how to overcome these communication barriers. So if you adopt towards practice speaking daily, so these days we have our cell phones within our hands, as well as we have our family, our friends. So you have these newspapers with you, and you have cell phones with you. Just watch a particular, like for example, you start slowly. Like today I will learn how to introduce myself, and today I will learn how to give a particular speech on a particular topic, like how online learning is affecting the 21st century students. So these kind of simple topics you can take, and you can start practicing them regularly, so that you can enhance these speaking skills, because you have to remember it is not a one day challenge. You have to enhance these skills so that you can settle in your life as you wanted, and learn new words regularly. Don't stop learning new vocabulary, because as we have already mentioned that people come from different cultures and different scenarios, different backgrounds, so they come with different vocabulary, and every profession is having different technical words within that particular stream. So you have to start learning new words regularly, as well as watch English videos. Do not fear for mistakes, because you have to understand mistakes are very common in not only this communication, even you can see the mistakes in your technical fields also. Whenever you are giving presentations on your core subjects also, you may make mistakes, right? So communicating in English is also just like that. So you are not supposed to see this as biggest task. This is also very common. You have to feel that this is also very regular thing. And always try to learn how to speak slowly and clearly, right? So by doing this, you can overcome communication barriers. And how to build confidence. So if you can see, if you want to enhance your confidence levels whenever you are trying to communicate effectively, always start with simple sentences. Don't try to make complex sentences in your first go. So start with simple sentences. And if you are feeling so much shy to speak in front of others, you have mirror at your home, so practice in front of mirror. And friends are the best medicine to enhance your skills, so go to your friends and speak with them in the English language. And nowadays you have mobiles in your hands. If you want to speak something or practice something or learn something, record your voice and cross check how you are pronouncing and what kind of grammatical sentences you are making, so that you can enhance your confidence. And remember that it won't happen in one day, you have to practice regularly. And what common mistakes UG students generally make, like translating from mother tongue? So don't do that, because we know that we love our mother tongue very much. But avoid mother tongue whenever you are trying to enhance your English language communication skills. And don't try to use very complex sentences in the first go. As I have already mentioned, try to use simple sentences when you want to practice how to enhance your communication. And there is no need to fear of speaking, because everyone faces the same trouble. So you have to understand you are also human being, so mistakes are very common. So it's okay if you commit some mistakes, so there is no need to afraid of anything. And the lack of practice, most of the students, if we see in the classrooms and in the campus, whether it may be college campus or university campus or school grounds, within the classroom, if the teacher insists, then only they will speak in English. After that, they won't worry about enhancing their communication in English. So lack of practice will be there. So try to avoid that. Practice regularly. And you have to understand that communication is not about perfection, it is about clarity and confidence. So I hope with this lecture you will try to enhance the skills required to speak clearly with confidence. All the best.